Hey, people. How y'all doing? Give me a sec. Bed. Take that done. Okay. All right. We are live. Great. Um. Hey. Um. Okay. Hey, Miss Whitney. Happy Tuesday, guys. If the visuals look a little different, y'all, my ring light, hey, Niecy, sis, my ring light died on me, so I had to find an alternate light source. Hey, Ayo, Chloe. Hey, D. Y'all, if you want some of the best catering in the city, check out D's Delectables. Yeah, so my ring light died on me and I needed a light source. So I'm using one of my plant lights this evening. But we're making it work. But let me know what the lighting looks like on your end. Is it too bright? Is it just right? Is it okay? Let me know, because I don't want y'all to feel like you got to shield your eyes just to watch this show. Okay, so tonight we have, thank you, Miss Whitney. Tonight we have some good stories. We're talking about thank you, D. Tonight Diddy is making an appearance on the docket. Miss Whitney, I know you're gonna want to hear about this. Diddy, when it rains it pours. Next, if did any of y'all watch the Griselda Blanco docu-series on Netflix? If you did, give me a snowflake emoji if you watched Griselda Blanco. My friends who, yes, it is porn on him, girl. My friends who like tattoos, there's been an important decision that may affect, your future in what you decide to put on your body. What else? My comedy aficionados, if you are a George Carlin fan, he's making an appearance here, even though he has been, in the ether for quite a few years. And if you are a Panda Express customer, like if you've ever eaten there, I'm going to tell you a story about them, and let me know what you think about them after this story. And then there's one I want to talk about, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes with the other stories. All right, but those are just some of the things that we're going to be talking about today. So, relax, grab a drink, grab a snack, grab something to record some notes with. And we are going to get started in less than a minute, because it's 8:04 right now. We started at 8:05. Tell your friends that I'm on. Yeah. Oh, you know what I forgot to add on here? I forgot to add on one more story. We are going to talk about the beef that's going around the internet, kind of, well, tangentially. Megan's new song, Hiss, and some possible controversy coming up because of it. Okay. All right. So it's 8:05. Let's get started. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to NPL Legal Dish. This is my weekly broadcast where I teach business and legal concepts using pop culture and celebrity news. If this is your first time seeing my face or hearing my voice and you're like, who's this lady? What's she doing on the internet? Why should I listen? My name is Natalie Pierre Lewis, and I'm the host of the show and the owner of NPL Consulting. LLC, a business formation firm. What that means is I help you get your business paperwork together. So things like making sure you have your articles of incorporation, getting your EIN numbers and DUNS numbers, making sure you have contracts for clients and partners, filing paperwork for to get your nonprofit status, securing your intellectual property through trademarks and copyrights, and avoiding discrimination lawsuits by having streamlined hiring and training policies. I help you do all of this and more. If you're wondering why I'm qualified to help you do all of this, I'm very happy that you asked. I am a licensed attorney. I have been one for almost 20 years. I have started multiple businesses for myself and others, both online and offline. And I've had many careers in the realms of entrepreneurship, the law, education, hospitality, and administrative support. And most important, I am very passionate about making business and legal education as accessible to everyone as possible. Not everybody has the time, the money, or the desire to go to business school or to law school, but a lot of you have amazing business ideas. And if you're going to be successful, there are just some things that you need to know. There's no way around it. So that's why I'm here. So if you are in the startup phase of your business and you're looking for some legal guidance from somebody you know who has a little experience under their belt, hit up your girl. I do provide free 15-minute consultations for first-time clients as well. If you're not a first-time client, but you just kind of want to pick my brain for a little bit and ask me a few questions, I have a Talk to Me Tuesday special where you can get 30 minutes for $35 of my time. Okay. Um, yeah, then there's also my one-to-one strategy sessions where I basically just write you a whole roadmap and we go through the process together. So all that's available at linktree/NPL consulting firm. No, linktree/NPL consulting firm. Sorry, y'all. Okay. So that is what I do. Let's talk about the reason why we are here on this evening. So the NPL Legal Dish, the way it works is that I pull stories from the news, stories that I get from blog sites, stories that I find anywhere that have a legal or a business concept that we can learn from it. And I bring it here and we discuss it, we dissect it. So this is a time for you to ask questions, for you to give comments as long as they are respectful. And get involved, because it's a lot easier when you're learning something. It sticks a lot easier in your mind. Hey, Canna Cape Cod, DC, if you are if you're actively engaged in the process. Guys, Canna Cape Cod, DC is one of the um, is an amazing bed and breakfast, the only all-inclusive bed and breakfast on the East Coast. And she's doing some amazing things over there. So I encourage you to follow her. Okay. But yeah, so that is what the show is about. And this year, what I am doing is I'm inviting you guys up um on live with me when we are discussing the stories. So if there's a story that you want to come up here and give your 2 cents about, please feel free to do that. Miss Whitney, we're about to talk about Diddy. Do you want to come up on the live and talk about Diddy with me? Let me know. If you do, give me a thumbs up in the comments, Miss Whitney. Y'all, Miss Whitney loves her some Diddy and she wants people to leave him alone. So I want to get her opinion on this story. Um if not, that's fine. She don't really like to be in the limelight. But we are going to, you're not ready? Okay. All right, that's cool. Well, we're gonna start on our stories, okay? So, does anybody here want to come on live with me and talk about Diddy's latest legal troubles? And this just has nothing to do with, his domestic situations. This is a this is a business issue that Diddy has been that Diddy has been slapped with a lawsuit. Um, you want to come on up, Canada Cape Cod, DC? Okay, send me the request and I'll accept it. Okay. Um, Send me a request and I will accept it. And while I'm waiting for that from Canada Cape Cod, DC, how many of you guys remember? Oh, you scared? That's fine. I ain't scared of Diddy. What he gonna do to me? um, all right. So I'm sure you guys remember last year Diddy was on stage at some award show with Carisha and and uh d- and the song was on the radio too, and they had that song "Act Bad," and they'll go "Act bad, act bad, act bad, act bad, act bad, act bad." I mean, it wasn't a terrible song, but it wasn't a great song. How many of you guys remember the "Act Bad" song? If you remember the "Act Bad" song, give me an A in the comments. You laughing at my impression of the song? Okay. All right. So, like most artists, summer anthem, like most artists, and like thank you, Ayo Chloe. Most artists these days, when they release their albums or their singles, they are releasing merchandise as well. So Diddy wanted to do the same thing with Act Bad. You know, I'm sure it was like t-shirts and whatever. Um, Problem was, Act Bad is already trademarked. There is a gentleman by the name of Charles Kenyatta Jr. who owns the trademark for the phrase act bad in the realms of merchandise and clothing. Here's the problem. Charles Kenyatta Jr. is currently incarcerated, right? Um, so when Diddy's people were doing a search for, does anybody own Act Bad? They found that the trademark was owned by Charles Kenyatta Jr. Apparently, someone signed on his behalf. Okay, so somebody on the outside who was connected to Charles told Diddy, yeah, you can use Act Bad, but we don't know who did that, right? Charles Kenyatta Jr. says that they did not go through his power of attorney. Now, remember, Charles is incarcerated, so he can't do anything on his own. He has someone who he has designated on the outside to make deals for him. And apparently, that person was not contacted, not the government, right? So, someone, maybe, I don't know, Charles's attorney, whoever, somebody apparently signed a contract on Charles Kenyatta Jr.'s behalf. Now, when Charles heard about this merchandise, he started sending Diddy's people emails from prison. He said, I know he said I never gave Diddy the right to use Act Bad as a trademark. And what's more, Charles Kenyatta Jr., my brother, who is currently incarcerated, says that his brand, Act Bad, has been tarnished by Diddy's lawsuits. Sir, you are currently living in a correctional facility. And I ain't saying Diddy is a saint. As a matter of fact, Diddy probably going to be there too at some point. But sir, tarnishing your brand, come on. So because Charles says that his permission was not sought and he feels like his brand has been tarnished, by Diddy's lawsuits, he is requesting or demanding $10 million for trademark infringement. So now, I'm not going to say whether Diddy is right. Actually, whether Diddy did this or not, whether they this was a mistake or this was done on purpose. Do y'all think that this gentleman is going to be able to pull $10 million from Diddy's people? Right? Now, when you are asking for damages, they have to be real. You have to show cause. So if you're asking for $10 million, you have to say, well, I make, I don't know, $5 million of profit from this, and then there's emotional distress, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if Charles Kenyatta Jr. has done all that, but he is requesting $10 million from Diddy for use of his Act Bad trademark. How many of you guys think that he is going to be successful? If you think that Charles Kenyatta Jr. is going to get 1 red cent, well, let's not say 1 red cent. If you think Charles is going to get any money from Diddy, give me a money sign. If you think he's going to get a big fat goose egg, give me an egg emoji. So if you think Charles might be able to shake a couple dollars loose from Diddy's pockets, give me a dollar sign. And if you think that he ain't getting nothing, give me an egg. Miss Whitney said, Charles, take the $10 and go. Canada Cape Cod said, might get 2 cents. Hello, B. McFirm. Okay, so nobody's saying that he's not going to get nothing, but you guys are very skeptical of him getting anywhere near $10 million. Ayo Clo said maybe you get a couple dollars. Canada Cape Cod DC said hush money. Why does anybody even need hush money anymore? Diddy's business is all up in the streets, okay? The man is in hiding right now because too much of his business is out there. Ooh. Anyway, but sorry, I was so thirsty. Anyway, so Charles Kenyatta Jr. is currently housed at the Collins Correctional Facility in New York. So, if you guys want to write to him and show your support for his trademark infringement suit, I'm sure you can find some way to contact him. And we'll see. Well, Ayo Clo, not like literally in hiding, but when is the last time you saw Diddy out in the public? Diddy loves to be on social media. Diddy loves to be in the blogs. Ever since those sexual assault claims came out at the Cassie, you have not seen Diddy nowhere. Miss Whitney said he needs to sell the story first. We'll see what happens. But I really laughed when he said that his brand is tarnished by Diddy's lawsuits, and I'm like, sir, you are literally like 3 steps like you you can't even sign no contracts. All right, so next story that we are talking about, okay? How many of y'all watched the Griselda Blanco docuseries? If you watched the Griselda Blanco docuseries, give me a snowflake emoji. If you watch Griselda Blanco starring Sofia Vergara, I thought, like, I've read stories about Griselda Blanco, but I really enjoyed this dramatization. I felt like they really, like, Sofia Vergara put her foot in that character. I thought she did a great job. One person who doesn't think she did a great job is Griselda Blanco's last remaining son, Michael Corleone Blanco. So just so you know, Griselda Blanco had a total of 4 children. Only one of them is still living. 3 of them were murdered. And Michael has had his own troubles with the law as well. So before Netflix came out with the Griselda Blanco docuseries, they sat down with the family, I guess, to tell them that they were doing it, but they weren't really looking for any input, right? Michael says that that's not true. They sat down with them. He talked to them. He told them, personal stories. He said they used private images. and the family's likeness without their permission, and the family wants to be compensated. Okay, so the family is saying, you guys you guys used our faces, you guys used our stories, you used images that we don't really put out in the public like that, and you put them in the docu series, and we want to be compensated, right? um I want to ask you guys, ever have you guys heard of other documentaries about Griselda Blanco? If you have ever heard of a documentary about Griselda Blanco before the one on Netflix, give me a G in the comments, because I've seen a few, and I even looked it up when I was researching the stories. There are quite a few Griselda Blanco documentaries that are out there in the media. And who's to say that Netflix didn't go and um license the pictures from them? When you are claiming that someone has stolen your intellectual property, your copyrights, photos, things like that, you need to, or stories, you need proof. Were these images that you say use, were they absolutely nobody could have shown them but you guys? Or were they just rare pictures that nobody really saw unless they were, really deep into the lore? Michael Moore seems to be upset about how they visually depicted his mother. He says that they made Sofia Vergara ugly, which, I mean, you cannot make Sofia Vergara ugly. That woman is stunning. And frankly, she did Miss Griselda justice. But Michael Corleone seems to be more upset over the visual representation of his mother. And while maybe Netflix could have put a little bit more input, or had more input from the actual family, they're not required to do that. There is a lot of public domain information out there about Griselda Blanco, right? Now, they could never say that this is like the official Griselda Blanco story. This is obviously, it was highly dramatized, but that's when you have public figures, anyone can make, you know, um and I mean like public figure, like, a politician, an artist, anyone can write a book about them, but usually they'll say this is the unauthorized tell all, or because these are public figures, anybody can find out information about them. But to be able to be on the inside and get that official information, that is different. So unless Michael's or the remaining Blanco family actually sat down with Netflix and divulged information that was used in the film and were not compensated, I'm not sure how far they're going to get, because it's one thing for you not to appreciate the depiction of Griselda Blanco, but it's another thing for you to claim that they stole, or I mean, or used images without your permission. So I'm interested to see what proof the Blanco family is going to come forward with, to show that private images were used. Okay. All right. Um, Next story that we are talking about this evening, my tattoo people. If you have a tattoo, want a tattoo, appreciate tattoos, um, give me a monster emoji, whether you're watching live or you're watching the replay. Okay. Now, last year we had a few stories about tattoo artists who were suing and being sued over copyright infringement. There was a tattoo artist who sued one of the big sports games, I want to say NBA 2K, because he said that they depicted a tattoo that he did for LeBron too well in the game, and he claimed copyright infringement. He lost. And on the other end of that, uh, another famous tattoo artist, Kat Von D, was sued because she did a lifelike. Well, she did a she replicated a famous Miles Davis. Hey, 76 Grim K. She replicated a famous Miles Davis photo and she tattooed it onto a person, right? The estate, the estate for Miles Davis tried to sue Kat Von D for copyright infringement because that photo of Miles Davis is copyrighted. And this has been a battle over the last year or so. So there has been a result in this lawsuit, right? So I want to know from you, 76 Green Case that you just rolled in. Do you think Kat Von D won or lost this case? The estate of Miles Davis was saying you made this famous picture that is copyrighted into a tattoo, and we think it's an infringement and we want some money. Do you think that Kat Von D had to pay them money? Do you think that she won or lost? um and I won't hold you too long. Hi, just Janice. Uh, so Kat Von D ended up winning. So this is a big win for the tattoo world, right? Because a lot of people, you hope she had to pay them. No, because the court said, this is fair use. This is transformational. If a lot of people want things replicated on their body for their tattoos, and if tattoo artists had to go and get copyright, you know permission every time they did a tattoo, it'd be a mess. This is what they call fair use. It's transformational. It's not like she's taking the photo, making copies, and selling them. Someone paid her to do a flesh, photo on their body. It's that one thing. So Kat Von D won that case, and this is going to, affect tattooers in the future, because had Kat Von D lost, tattoo artists would have been very scared to do any type of replica on your body. But now what this case says is that you as an artist, you as a tattoo artist, you can take a well-known picture and transform it into body art. Okay. And I actually I agree with them. 76 Grimke, I feel like you don't agree. But that's okay. That's why there's so many attorneys. There's different sides to every argument. All right. Before we move on to our next story, I want to remind you guys that you are watching NPL Legal Dish. This is my weekly broadcast where I teach business and legal concepts using pop culture and celebrity news. If you are in the startup phase of your business, or you're looking to pivot your business in the new year or level up, I am an attorney with almost 20 years of experience in the business formation field. So hit me up, go to linktr.ee/NPL consulting firm and book yourself a free 15-minute consultation today. Okay. All right. All my comedy fans, stand-up comedy. If you know who George Carlin is, give me a G in the comments. If you know who George Carlin is, give me a G in the comments. For those of you who may not know George Carlin, he is a very beloved stand-up comedian. He died some years ago. He had one of his most famous stand-up pieces was like the 7 words you can't say on television. And he was very outspoken about his politics, right? And he created a lot of media. He did a lot of stuff, right? So there's a lot of video and clips and pictures and stuff of George Carlin out there, right? So even and even with him having passed away, you can still, you go on YouTube and probably find George Carlin clips. Now, recently there is a YouTube channel called the Dudesy channel. Okay. This channel, it is run by Will Sasso and Chad Nukin. Um, Will Sasso was one of the regular cast members of Mad TV. I'm not sure who Chad Nukin is. I'm sure he's another, well-known person in the comedy world. Well, they used AI, they used artificial intelligence to generate a George Carlin comedy special using his voice and his image, and it's called "I'm Glad I'm Dead." So basically, they gathered all of this these George Carlin clips and comedy specials and photos and things like that, and they used artificial intelligence to create a brand new special out of all this information. So, um, while George Carlin may not be living, he does have children, and his daughter Kelly is I guess she manages his estate, and she is suing for copyright infringement. She's saying that this is disrespectful to her father's legacy and to her father's memory, and it is, a misuse of his work, and she's coming after them. So I want to know, what is your opinion on there? Should, like, is this just artistic expression? Should you be able to use, I guess, a compilation of someone's work and try to create an entirely new work out of it? What do you think about them doing this? They took clips and comedy specials of George Carlin over the course of his career, as well as images, and they created a completely computer generated comedy special with his voice, with something that sounded much like his voice. Do you think that's something that should be allowed? For me, I don't like it because you don't know what people could do with that. Like for me, I have a lot of video content on the internet, right? So someone who is adept in, in manipulating video content, they could take, all the video content that I have and maybe make a video of me saying something that I would never say. So this is why I am totally against this AI generated comedy special. Now, Will Sasso and Chad, they have said that, in creating this comedy special, they've shown that, you can't take the artist out of the creativity, whatever it is. I don't, I really don't think that this should be allowed to continue. Especially, we're in the era of deep fakes and stuff like that. um and this is just bordering too much on that for me. But that's my take on it. 76 Grim K, you agree with me? We solid, girl. Okay. And our last story of the evening. This is going to be a short episode. I didn't find 10 stories, guys. I only found like 5. So this is going to be a short episode today. 76 Grim Gray, have you ever eaten at Panda Express? Have you ever eaten at Panda Express? I used to eat at Panda Express when I was younger and I go to the mall. But I don't know. As I got older, I cannot eat mall chicken. I cannot eat mall chicken. I don't know what it is. I just can't. All right. So Panda Express is an Asian cuisine fast food chain. They have locations all over the country. Um, they are valued at $3 billion. So Panda Express is, you don't like it, not the best. Yeah, it's like food you get because you hungry and that's the only thing there. But yeah, so Panda Express, they're a chain. I guess you could call them the McDonald's of Asian food, and they're valued at $3 billion. Um, they are currently opposing a trademark application that has come out of the state of Arizona. So there is a food truck out in Arizona. Their name is Trash Panda Vegan. That name again is Trash Panda Vegan. All right. And they serve American comfort vegan food. And what that means is like they have like, vegan macaroni and cheese, vegan fried chicken, all that stuff, right? They started off with a food truck and now they have some brick and mortar locations. Panda Express is opposing their trademark application based on the use of the word panda. Panda Express is saying that allowing Trash Panda Vegan to be trademarked would cause confusion in the marketplace. Now remember, Panda Express is an Asian fast food chain. Trash Panda Vegan has like 3 locations in Arizona and um serves American vegan comfort food. Do you think that there is a possibility of confusion between Panda Express and Trash Panda Vegan? Do you think there is a possibility of confusion, or is Panda Express doing too much? Panda Express is basically saying whenever people hear panda in a restaurant name, they immediately think of us. So if you guys let Trash Panda Vegan happen, they're going to think that that's us. 76 Grimk said that name is trash. Okay, that name is trash, but do you think that it would cause confusion? We're not talking about the likability of the name, but we're talking about, is there a possibility of confusion between Panda Express and Trash Panda Vegan? 76 Grimk said, I think they're doing too much. I think so too. The two of them, they don't do the same cuisine. Trash Panda Vegan is very in only one area. It's in the state of Arizona. Panda Express is nationwide. They do two different types of food. Um, you know, so but the thing is, Panda Express, this is not the time that they have um done something like this. And I talked about this a couple of years ago too. In 2020, a restaurant called Panda Libre, they tried to trademark their name, and Panda Express opposed them. That restaurant ended up going out of business. Now, I don't know whether it was because they didn't get enough clientele or because they were wrapped up in litigation. But remember, Panda Express is worth $3 billion. If you are a small restaurant, just starting out, Panda Express can hold you up forever with court fees and, basically bankrupt you. So I think this is a case of trademark bullying. I think Panda Express is just because they can, kind of throw their weight around financially. That's what they're doing. And they're trying to co opt the name Panda when it comes to the restaurant industry. So I now Trash Panda Vegan, they want to fight this opposition, but that's probably going to depend on their financial liquidity. So we will see what happens. But I agree with you, 76 Crimper. I definitely think that Panda Express is doing too much here. Okay. So those were the stories that I wanted to share with you today. Thank you to everybody who popped in, and thank you to everybody who participated in the discussion. 76 Grim Guy, I want to thank you for all the stories that you sent me this week. Y'all, 76 Grim K, she sent me like half the stories we heard tonight. Okay. She's gonna have to make me cut her check. So I want you guys to take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful week. Make sure that you are booking your one-on-ones with me. Go to linktr.ee/nplconsultingfirm. And if you missed any part of the show, You can always go back and watch the replay in like, give it like 2 minutes. Okay. All right, but guys, bye.